I don't believe players understand just how insane the ultimatum truly is. A sidearm more powerful than every support weapon. One-shotting whatever you can hit if you land the shot somewhat correctly. There's a little caveat there. This goes for Illuminate, Terminate, Automatons. Every enemy is getting one-tapped. And objectives that normally require a hell bomb are getting taken out from 80 plus meters away. And dropships, you can body shot these things. Now it takes a bit more finesse here, but still, it's possible. Its full legal name is GP31 Ultimatum. Does 4,500 damage and has 1 capacity. Technically 2 if you get ammo in the wild. And it has medium armor penetration, which I don't get one bit. It's doing so much for having only medium pen. An important thing to understand is you can shoot it further by having a different gun out. So I have a primary equipped, for instance, and you switch guns to Ultimatum, and you hold on the fire button while switching. It'll now shoot to roughly 80 meters up from 50. Also, Supply Backpack is your best friend when using this weapon, and each resupply gives you back 1 ammo. The main focus for Ultimatum is killing enemies and objectives that are otherwise time-consuming, but it's pretty good against hordes of enemies as well. Automatons, for example, tend to group up fairly often since they don't want to get them extra steps in. They're against it heavily. Getting started on the larger targets, Harvesters are the hardest to kill. You can hit it in 4 different areas. Well, technically 2. The blue lens on its face, and any of the 3 connecting joints to its legs. Hit those areas and it's a one tap, but the shield has to be gone, and the shot is challenging to land given how much drop there is for the ultimatum. You also have to be pretty close to the mob to land the shot in the first place, and even then, you can under or overestimate. First Bile Titans, it's far easier. The second they go for a spew, you shoot them in the face, the forehead, they're done. It can be the mouth or the forehead. That is the general area that you want to be landing the ultimatum shot. And if you get decent with it, you can take them out from pretty long range. If the studies are correct, you can one-tap by landing a shot on the wagon, as seen as such. Factory Striders really wish they had some armor-plated Crocs right now, because their feet are a pretty good weak spot. I can snap those from distance and take it out in one fell swoop. The undercarriage is also a one-tap, but that's a lot harder to hit from distance. Then we have the Impalers. These dudes get taken out by essentially anywhere you land it. Ideally, the face is the go-to. They can have their face plate up, but even a wagon shot worked right there. For Chargers, be careful. They tend to get close to you, and Ultimatum has a pretty massive blast radius. Well, they get one shot to the face and to the body, most of the time. For tanks, hitting them anywhere is a one-shot. You can miss by a hefty margin on a tank tower, and it's still going to get deleted. Now for Hulks, they're far more generous than Chargers, because you can hit them from the back, from a decent bit away, and still blow out their heatsink, causing them to eventually die. If Hulks are holding hands, you make it a 2-for-1 special. Don't bank on it though, but it does happen. It's pretty sick. You can one-tap the Stratagem Jammer. There's nothing special here. Just land the shot either on the building itself or the tower, and it's done. Which saves you so much time. Watchtowers, same deal. Hit the base or the tower itself, and it's also going to get exploded. You can use 500 kgs for these, but the fact you can just bring an ultimatum, sidearm, resupply whenever you want. I never tried until yesterday, but you can take down dropships with a single body shot using ultimatum. The blast on the first hit took out everything on this enemy-wise, but I may as well take it down to show that I can. Science building, this requires a hell bomb. Either the backpack or the call-in. Or you shoot it with the ultimatum. And this objective is a no-brainer. Mortar emplacement, if they're close enough, you can one-shot the entire thing. This is not going to be very common, because sometimes there's 3 of them that are spread out, but these 2 were very close, and we got her done, and now we're gone. Spore Spewers, you can one-shot those. It's not super noteworthy. And Shakira Hotels, same deal. I try to hit 2 Shakira Hotels with 1 blast. It don't seem to work out that great. You got to have the direct hit land. That sounded really intelligent. When you're shooting Fabricators, hit anywhere, and you'll break it. Is it necessary? Not really, but good to know. And for bug nests, if they're close enough, you can break multiple. That's 2 stalker layers, and I shot 1 ultimatum. You can decimate illuminate ships even when the shields are still on. You just hit it anywhere, and it's gone. And if they're close enough, the impact will take out more than 1. And this just saves you a bunch of time from having to break the shield and lob a grenade inside. I'm pretty sure you can snipe the illuminate ships out of the sky, but I can't test it, since they're not available to fight at the moment. Breaking walls on illuminate missions or city maps is pretty big for saving time. And these containers is a super niche thing, but they can be broken with ultimatum. Otherwise, it takes a hell bomb or a stratagem to drop on them. And there's certain maps, namely the ones where you defend a location for a while, you need to have more visibility. So the gun is perfect, right? Nah, it's close though. It's really good. It lacks ammunition, and you can't make up for it in ways that you can with other weapons. It's also not the greatest for range. These little gunships fly at around 85 meters, and this can't reach them. And if it can, the shot you have to land is so... it's asking a lot. I shot about 10 times. I didn't get a single one to land. This isn't a huge deal since gunships can be taken out with a host of weapons very fast. Railgun, one shot, some purifier, 2 taps, the list goes on. What is kind of rough to deal with is the lack of ammunition. If you don't bring supply pack, you won't be using the ultimatum that often. This is because you cannot be using the ultimatum with siege ready armor to give it more ammunition, and the ammo booster that gives you extra ammo upon landing doesn't affect it either. The ammo booster gives you full ammo, stims, and grenades upon landing and respawning. I just landed, and I have everything else full except for ultimatum. I fire 1 shot, and there's no reload. But we all know that you can have 2 shots right now. With the siege-ready armor, that word's very hard to say really fast, oh my goodness, I don't get any more than 2 ammo when I resupply myself. And you don't land with 2 either. So there's really no benefit to rocking that if your whole purpose is trying to get more ultimatum shots. To the people who made this weapon, I appreciate you. It feels good. You have a weapon that has some downsides, but they're made up for with how powerful it can be if you get decent with it. And that really can't be said for a lot of other weapons. You have detrimental aspects of them that just take away from the fast-paced gameplay that could be. Now, some folks may believe Ultimatum's overpowered because there's no backpack for it and it does absurd damage. And I would say the damage it deals to enemies is fine. The damage it deals to structures may be a little insane. So damage-wise, you're one-shotting enemies, sure. But you have to land the shot to begin with. If you've never played max difficulty and spectated teammates, you don't understand that many players in this videojuego are not aimers. They can't hit many shots, which is fine, but it has to be considered when talking about how good a weapon is. Can folks land the shots to begin with? I'd wager not really. Some folks can, not the majority. A weapon that has this much projectile drop, doesn't travel very far, requires tech to shoot further that also makes it less accurate, and only comes equipped with 1 shot unless you resupply, I think it's fine versus enemies. The part where I draw the line, and I think it's a little too crazy, is the ability to take out objectives the way it does. I don't love the fact that Ultimatum or even 500 kg or P-Strike can take out science buildings, protector towers, and Ultimatum one-shot stratagem jammers from a distance, where the only other options you have to break those are hell bombs, and those require some form of investment that does bring a challenge that is meaningful. These objectives are well designed to an extent. There's some caveats. Watchtowers can spawn in the fortresses, and those don't have hell bomb cooldowns. So if you don't have a Ultimatum, 500 kg, or P-Strike, you can't break them. That's kind of whack. And for the stratagem jammers, sometimes you land on them directly, but automatons are a generally well-designed faction when they're not one-shotting you, that you can handle them with primary weapons and grenades. And you can, generally speaking, get the objective done without having support weapons, depending on what's happening. But aside from those 2 instances, I believe these are pretty well-designed objectives that get essentially erased by either using Ultimatum or, in 2 of the examples, 500 kg or P-Strike. And that does not lead to a more enjoyable experience. It just removes what could otherwise be a somewhat thought-provoking gameplay experience, because players simply shot an Ultimatum from Narnia. Now, some quick ramblings from Hunter. Drink more water, get more sleep, look into creatine and magnesium supplementation. I think that people are writing those off, and they could possibly help you and improve some aspects of your life. And I'm debating on freaking posting some random videos on my second channel, like fitness stuff and whatever else. Maybe no talking Helldivers 2 gameplay. Who knows? Anyway, thanks for watching, and have a good day.